Hey everybody, this is Danny from Mob Rules, doing another Codex review. Well, this time actually technically a Codex supplement.
Yeah, Codex supplements.
So we're going to do Danny's hot takes about the White Scars Codex supplement. First of all, White Scars are kind of my jam. They're my second favorite Space Marine chapter.
They're okay, Danny.
They're great, Dave, and you'll take that back and shut your filthy mouth.
Until I shoot you with my Ultramarines.
Yeah, we'll see about that. I'm going to ride all over you.
Oh, that doesn't sound good.
So a lot of this book is the fluff, and it's got some really great articles about that.
It's amazing and has a lot of really good lore.
Yep,
guys, I encourage everybody, if you are a fan of Power Armor, to pick up each one of these. Not because you're going to play them all, but because of each little bit of lore that's included in this. This
really
is
solid.
White Scars lore has not been this. Oh no!
It just wanted to go back to the lore so bad.
So we will be talking about the lore on our next podcast for sure. So let's get into the meat of this, Danny. This is we got guys on bikes, we got guys on foot.
Yep, with eagles.
Guys with 20-foot tall eagles.
Yep, a 20-foot tall eagle. We did the scale math on that thing. 20 feet tall.
Totally holdable by a Primaris.
Yep, absolutely. So first page of this kind of goes over their new data sheets for a Codex and these supplements. So this one only has two. So we've got Kasaro Khan and the Khan on bike. Those are the two units that are unique to White Scars.
And Kasaro Khan is the new Primarified.
Yeah, he
leader.
Crossed the Rubicon. In fact, he demanded to be made into a Primaris Marine.
Well, it's because he saw how awesome Marnius Calgar
That's literally what happened.
He
Dave.
was like,
whoa.
Did Marnius Calgar just go toe-to-toe with Abaddon and survive? I need that.
This is bullshit, dude. Yeah, I need this to hunt people better. So they did preview his rules in the newest chapter preview on Friday.
Yep.
And they pretty much went over all the stuff he has. So he has for the Khan, which is adding 1 to wound rolls for attacks made by melee weapons for White Scars units that make a charge move or performed a heroic intervention turn while within 6 inches of him. So that's a great rule. That is very, very, very good.
I like it.
So that's the only new one. He also has Rites of Battle, and he has what is that? Anzag, his bird. Anzuk, sorry. That's his Barut or whatever. It's his Cyber Eagle that's 20 feet tall.
Yeah.
Just what a badass bird. Don't mess with that bird. It'll mess you up.
Does a mortal wound in the shooting phase?
Yeah. You just on a 4-up. Hey, bird. Peck that guy's eyes out, and the bird flies down and does it on a 4+.
I prefer to think that the bird doesn't actually fly down; that he just sits. He holds him the whole time in
a second weapon.
He just tells him, "Hey, just do that," and the bird is so badass that he just looks at a unit, and on a 4-up, somebody dies.
Maybe he even has a laser gun in his eye. I don't know, man. He's pretty badass. Kasaro is pretty typical for a Primaris
captain. White Scars,
Danny. Yeah, sorry, man.
You sold me hard. It was just a con.
Just that one unit entry. Anyway, he's pretty standard for a Primaris master or captain. Sorry, Dark Angel's falling back in there for a minute there. He's got a weapon skill, ballistic skill of 2-up, strength and toughness 4, 6 wounds, 5 attacks. So 6 attacks in the first round of combat. And he hits like a freight train with Moonfang, which is +2 strength, -3 AP, D3 damage. And if he targets a character, he gets to re-roll failed wound rolls and damage rolls.
Yeah.
So
that's really solid.
Don't mess with the Khan in a duel. He will, or Kasaro, because he will mess you up. There's a lot of cons.
Yeah.
Speaking of cons, let's move on to the second one of this codex.
We're here to talk about all the pros, Danny, of the White Scars.
Well, I'm here to talk about the cons, Dave.
All right. I apologize for anybody that said that. I will cut that out in the editing, I swear.
No, you won't.
Yeah, I won't.
So the Khan on bike is the other option here, and he's pretty unique. He has a unique weapon and a unique special rule as well. So he's on a bike for 100 points flat. He's got movement 14, strength 4, toughness 5, 6 wounds, and 4 attacks. So 5 attacks in the first round of combat, again, because of shock assault.
Yep.
He's got Rites of Battle, just like a normal captain, and he has the captain keyword, so you can make him a chapter master if you want to. And that would let all the White Scars within 6 inches of him reroll all failed to hit rolls.
Wow.
Or all to hit rolls, I should say.
Yeah, all to hit rolls.
Yeah. And then he has the Khan Spear, which is his melee weapon. Strength is user. Okay, yeah, he's only strength 4. -3 D3 damage. Okay, so it's like a cool power sword that does D3 damage, right? But on the turn he charges, he gets to use strength times 2 on it instead. So that makes him strength 8.
That's really nice.
Heck yeah. So that's pretty good. Otherwise, he's still got turbo boost. He's got, and he has a buckler. Don't forget about the buckler, Dave.
I never do, Danny.
Yeah. Buckle up. The buckler gives him +1 to his save when he's in melee. So that means he's a 2 armor save. Yep, it does not apply to his invulnerable save, however.
And the only thing I'm disappointed with about this book is that they did not provide Primaris on bikes, because I feel like that's pretty much just a game winner. Like, that would never lose a tournament.
Man,
that's an LVO winner right there.
Yeah,
like,
sure.
Primaris on bikes.
When it comes out, you better believe I'll have a bunch of them, man.
Well, dude, if it comes out, I will also have a bunch of them.
Good. I'm sure you will. You'll have
Because
everything Primaris.
Because I collect all the Primaris, so I will have to have them.
Of course you will. So, moving right on from data sheets goes straight into Lightning Assault. And Lightning Assault kind of details what the special rules of the White Scars are. Now, they did preview. They get this devastating charge rule. So, when the Assault Doctrine is in play, White Scars on the charge, or making heroic interventions, get +1 damage on their melee attacks.
Yeah. It's
Wow.
really good.
Wow.
Really good.
That is powerful. So not only are they benefited from -1 AP on their melee attacks, they're also doing 2 damage a hit.
Yeah.
That can do some serious work. It also details how successor chapters work. Now, successor chapters of the White Scars can use the same warlord traits, some of the same relics, and the same stratagems and psychic powers and tactical objectives.
To be honest, the only reason to play a successor chapter of the White Scar is because you're not man enough to paint white armor.
And they do have some examples of the different White Scars chapters, and that is absolutely correct, Dave. You were 100% correct. That is absolutely why people don't play White Scars.
I mean, I will never say that about Ultramarines. You can paint them whatever color you want, but White Scars have to be white, and they will be when I'm fielding an entire outrider detachment of bikes.
Fair enough. So, the White Scars have 6 also Warlord traits. So you have the Deadly Hunter Warlord trait, which is the same in the Space Marines Codex, which means that when they charge on a 2-up, it does Mortal Wound.
Yep.
They have Trigorian Storm. Whenever you perform a heroic intervention or a charge move with your character, he gets +D3 attacks. Pretty solid.
That's very solid.
Yeah, especially on that Strength 8.
Especially on that Strength 8 con.
Yeah. Woo! You got Trophy Taker, and this is the one Kasaro Khan has to take.
Yeah.
Every time you kill a character, you get +1 attack for the rest of the battle.
Which is okay.
It's okay.
Unless you can get to a bunch of characters. You know, if you can't get to a bunch of characters, then it's wasted.
Yeah, then it's probably not so good.
Plus, he's on foot, so...
Yeah, which does make it a little bit harder. So the Master Rider is only for biker models. In this one, you can reroll the dice for a charge if you'd like to.
Ooh.
And when resolving an attack against him, subtract -1 if the Warlord advanced in the previous movement phase. So you're -1 to hit him if he advances.
So, if he advances and then he charges, so if you take that one, well, you're going to take the other. You're going to take the D3 one on the con.
Okay,
So if you take that on the con...
Now, keep in mind, White Scars can always advance and charge as part of their chapter tactics as well. So it's not bad.
No, it's not. I think I like the D3 weapon option better, though, for that on the charge. So,
Yeah, either one is fine. Like, I think that those are both good. Rerolling the charge is pretty solid, too.
Yeah,
and the -1 to hit makes your character a little bit more durable, which I like.
yeah.
Hunter's Instincts. When resolving an attack made by this Warlord against a monster or vehicle, add 1 to hit and wound rolls. Also very good.
Yeah, very
Especially with the spear, you're charging a knight.
Yep.
You
all
need...
of a sudden, you're wounding on 3s.
Yeah, hitting on 2s, even if it has -1. And then Master of... sorry. Master of Snares, sorry.
Snares.
I was having trouble reading that N. All right. When an enemy unit within 1 inch of this Warlord chooses to fall back, you can roll a d6. On a 4-up, they cannot fall back this turn.
So you just...
Really solid.
That's very good. Isn't there one of those in... with Sissel Essex or something like that? With one of those Slanesh models?
No, with the Epitome of Slanesh.
Oh, the Epitome. That's what I'm thinking of.
Yeah, hers works kind of like that. It's basically they have to make a leadership test on 3d6 or they can't fall back.
And there's one with the witches with snare nets.
Witches, if they roll, you both roll a dice, and this is witches in general.
Right.
If the Dark Eldar player equals or beats your dice roll, you can't fall back. So this is very similar to that, and a great ability.
Yeah, it is.
And keep
Keeps
in
them
mind,
locked in.
that doesn't say anything about the unit type. Whereas witches can only take like non-vehicle units and that kind of stuff. Like you can snare anything with this.
Ooh. So
Not bad.
So my repulsor that's trying to fly away is like, nah.
So to be honest, to me, that is hands down the best warlord trait in there.
Ooh. That's a good.
I don't know.
That's a tough call.
Master of Snares is good, and the Trigorian Storm is also good for the plus D3 attacks.
Well, spend a CP and take 2 warlord traits.
Hey, that's a thing you can do.
Yeah.
All right, then we have Relics of Trigoris. Now, some of these are really great. Some of them are okay.
Yeah.
So, Mantle of the Stormseer is one that they did. That one's pretty good. It gives you +1 to your psychic test if you try and manifest from the lore of Storm Speaking.
Yes.
So we'll go over that a little bit later. Hunter's Eye, you get to pick a White Scars unit within 6 inches of him. Until the end of the phase, when resolving an attack made with a ranged weapon by a model in that unit, the target doesn't get cover. So that's not bad.
I'm sorry, what?
So you can choose
No cover?
Yeah, you can
Okay.
choose one of your units to get ignores cover, basically. Which is how it was in 7th edition as well.
Nice. I like it.
That one's really great with bikes, especially during the tactical doctrine.
Yeah.
So you're -1 AP on all their bolters too.
Yeah.
Pretty good. Banner of the Eagles. I really like this one. This is an ancient model only. Add 1 to the strength characteristics of models from friendly White Scars units while their unit is within 6 inches of a model with this relic.
That sounds really good.
Heck yeah. How about some veteran intercessors that are now strength 5 with 4 attacks apiece? I'll take that all day long.
Yeah.
I don't even have to do anything special for that. With my Dark Angels, I had to jump through a bunch of hoops to get that, and now that just happens. That's cool.
Ooh.
All right, then you've got Wrath of the Heavens, which is a biker model only. It makes your bike move 16 inches, and you ignore terrain when you move. Sorry, terrain and models. So you can Ghost Rider and jump over models and like assault behind them.
Oh my god, that's amazing.
And so you can move 16 and advance. So you get to move 22 inches with fly, and then assault whatever you want.
So you got a con with a snare.
Yep.
And a special weapon.
Sure.
Who's gonna blitz Ghost Rider style across the table.
He's gonna Fonzie shark jump over their whole army and then
say
assault their back lines.
We just jumped the shark of 8th edition.
And then we have Scimitar of the Great Khans. This weapon's not bad. It's for a Power Sword, Mastercrafted Power Sword, or Relic Blade. It's Strength +1, -3, 2 flat damage, and whenever you roll a wound roll of 6, the weapon has a damage characteristic of 4 instead.
That's pretty solid.
Yeah, not bad.
Yeah.
So that means that you'd be 5 damage on the charge during Assault Doctrine.
Sounds decent.
That's kind of cool.
Yeah.
Plume of the Plains Runner. When an advance roll or charge roll is made for a friendly White Scars infantry unit within 6 of a model within 6 inches of a model from your army with this relic, add 1 to the result. That's okay.
Okay.
+1 to advance and charge rolls is good.
Yep.
Glaive of Vengeance. This is a con spear. It makes your con spear strength ×2 all the time. So whether or not you charge, it'll always be strength ×2. I don't know if that one's great.
How many relics can I take, Danny? Is it all of them? On my con?
Just one, Dave. Just one. Yeah, sorry. You've got to pick one.
Like it is then.
And so then you have this new section called Special Issue War Gear. So the Special Issue War Gear is available to White Scars units and their successors. Now, you can spend CP as a successor chapter to gain one of the relics of Trigoris if you want to instead. Or not instead, but in addition to your relics. Or you can take one from the Special Issue War Gear.
But otherwise, if you don't spend the CP, you can't take one of the main chapter relics.
Correct.
Okay.
So, and it'd be interesting to see how this exactly works out and how people end up playing it. Like, are people gonna have to consider their chapters White Scars if they're not painted like White Scars? I don't know the answer to that. So, I mean, I would prefer to have inclusiveness in there, but I guess it doesn't matter to me. It depends on the rules of the event or what your friends and how you guys prefer to play this.
Right.
So you have some really classic relics in here, right? Adamantine Mantle, Artificer Armor, Mastercrafted Weapon, and Digital Weapons. Things that you used to be able to give as special pieces of war gear to some of your characters, but now have unique rules. Adamantine Mantle is 5-up, feel no pain.
Right.
Really good. Artificer Armor is save 2+, 5+. So you get a 5+ invul.
Yep.
Which is great, especially on a character on a bike or something like that wouldn't normally, or a Phobos Librarian or something like that could be really good on them. Mastercrafted weapons gives +1 damage to the weapon that you're carrying. I think this one is really freaking solid. And we'll go over there, because I have a combo that we'll talk about in the stratagem section with that. I think that's really good. Because White Scars, remember, also get +1 damage on the charge.
Right.
All right, and then we have digital weapons. And the digital weapons gives you an extra attack, and if you hit with that attack, you do 1 mortal wound.
Okay.
That's not bad. No. Then you have the Equus Pattern Bolt Pistol, which is a pistol 5. With -1 AP and 1 damage. When you really want to gun guys down in melee to free yourself, just let it rip with the Uzi.
I want to imagine it's actually just a straight revolver.
Oh, really?
Just a revolver with instead of 6, it's only got 5, and he's just hammering that hammer home. Just pistol 5.
Yeah, I kind of thought of it like he just straight up had an Uzi, and he was just like. Anyway.
Oh. Straight up gangstering him. Got it.
So you have Head Taker's Trophy is the next one, and -1 leadership from enemy units within 6 inches of them. Yeah, that's okay.
Not bad.
The Stormwrath bolts are pretty interesting. When you give a model this relic, select 1 weapon, and from Codex Space Marines, this model is 1 bolt weapon. This model is equipped with. When that bolter shoots with that weapon, you can choose to fire a Stormwrath bolt. If you do so, it can make only 1 attack, but that attack has Strength 7 and AP -1. If the target of that attack is a monster, the weapon also has a damage characteristic of D6.
That's pretty solid. I like it.
Yeah, I think that's great.
Yeah. Just a one-time shot to nuke somebody.
Oh, it's not one time, son.
Oh, is it every
It's any
turn?
time you shoot, you can just only shoot 1 shot with it.
Nice.
Yeah. All right, and then you have the Cyber Eagle Helm, probably the best relic in here, I think, maybe? I don't know. Tough to say. It's really good.
The Cyber Eagle Helm?
Yeah. When resolving an Overwatch attack made by a model in a friendly chapter unit within 6 inches of a model from your army with this relic, a hit roll of 5 or a 6 causes a hit instead. So you Overwatch on 5s and 6s.
That's pretty good.
Yeah, that's really good. I think that's really solid. That's a good relic, especially on a big squad of intercessors or something like that. And,
Yeah.
And this one, of course, is enemy dependent, right? Like you're not going to give it to anybody, but against. Like Gene Stealer Cult or something like that, I can see that being really valuable, especially if you make your guy a chapter master.
So
stratagems.
So now, is every stratagem in here completely unique and no duplicates to the Codex?
Correct.
Okay.
All of these are totally unique. Well, they may follow some similar themes, but they are going to be different from the ones in Codex Space Marines.
So if there's ones that are similar, you can pop both in the same turn.
I believe that is the case, yes.
Okay, cool.
Well, and they're not, like, these are pregame ones, like give a unit a relic, also like a hero of a chapter to give an extra warlord trait, that kind of stuff.
Okay.
Yep. So Born in the Saddle is exactly the same as it was in the last Codex.
And they previewed it
And they also previewed that. So Butchered Quarry I really liked. Butchered Quarry means anytime a unit falls back from a White Scars infantry or biker unit, they can make 1 attack against the unit before it leaves with their weapons.
Nice.
I thought that was pretty cool.
It's very thematic, actually.
Yeah, sure. Like, as they're trying to withdraw, or like there's one dude trying to withdraw, you can be like, all right, well, I got 10 guys here. Here's 10 attacks. I'm going to chop you up so you're dead.
Oh, and it's a
so you can't just fall back.
Because I'm a con. So
sure, why not? You've got Wind Swift. If you use this in the movement phase, you get to move again if you're a biker unit.
All right, so
you can't advance again, but you can move again.
All right, unless so just so we're clear, we have Supercon with Bike 16, who's already advanced once.
Sure.
Has a threat range of that gives us what, a threat range of 32,
22 inches.
No,
plus assault.
Plus the advance, because you're moving twice. If you advance, you move again.
So one of the caveats at the end of this, though, Dave, is important. You can't charge or attempt to shoot or make a psychic power.
But so you could use it on a squad to go shooting around the side of a building and get into cover.
Yeah, or just change sides of the board. Because a biker unit will move 34 inches in one turn with this.
Because regular bikes are 14 plus
6 for the advance.
Plus 6 for the advance.
Yep.
That's you could just zoom, boom, or something.
Absolutely. You have Ride Hard, Ride Fast, which is a stratagem after a White Scars unit advances. Until the start of your next move phase, that unit is -1 to hit. with ranged weapons.
Nice. That's
Yep.
pretty nice.
Pretty good. So this one's pretty cool. Don't you wish that your repulsor had the assault vehicle rule?
I mean, maybe.
Well, now it can, with lightning deparcation. So this allows any White Scars transport that doesn't have the flyer battlefield role, you can get out after you move it. You can't charge, but you can get out.
Okay. I think on a repulsor, it's probably not that greatly beneficial because you're not using a repulsor for you're not really using a repulsor for transport because it's slower than the impulsor already.
You might. Dave, don't ruin my dreams.
Yeah, but
I want to take a 10-man intercessor squad in one of these. Or how would you like to move up 10 and drop off or advance up 10 plus D6 a repulsor and then drop off 10 Hellblasters? That's not bad.
no, not at all.
I think this definitely has some play. So, Khan's champion. So this is the stratagem that I was talking about. You pick a White Scars model from your army that has the sergeant reward sergeant in their profile.
We were talking earlier off camera. Okay.
Oh yeah, no, and I kind of mentioned it during the Space Marine review as well.
Yeah.
That model can take any one of the following special issue war gear relics, even though they're not a character: mastercrafted weapons, digital weapons, head takers trophies, or storm wrath bolts.
Yeah, I really like that. I like that's a nice twist to give Sergeant something, because it's true. Sergeants can have quite a bit of decoration. Like, they
100%.
And in a White Scars, definitely taking that trophy would be something I could see a Sergeant holding.
Sure. Well, now the intercessors can take Thunderhammers on their sergeants, right?
Yeah.
I could buff up an intercessor sergeant by making him a veteran, so he gets +1 attack. Spend a CP to give him this relic, so he's got a Thunderhammer with the mastercrafted weapon relic, right?
Uh-huh.
So now he has a 4 damage Thunderhammer. Already pretty good, right?
Okay.
Then you bust out the assault doctrine. So now all your stuff is -1 AP and +1 damage on the turn you charge with the White Scar.
Uh-huh.
So this little guy is rocking 5 base attacks. Yeah, he's hitting on 4s. Okay. That's why you got to back him up with like a Chapter Master or something like that lets him reroll to hit rolls. But he's
like a friendly Khan that he's just riding with who's...
Right. He's like, oh man, that sergeant is a real badass. And so you rock him up with 5 Strength 8 Thunderhammer attacks at -4 AP that do 5 damage a hit. So I'm like imagining he gets into a knight and just does like 15 damage or something like that, like on average.
Oh, I'm going to need to math hammer that later. Wow.
Yeah, I think it's pretty cool.
He's going to... Yeah.
It's something anyway. Like, I think it'd be fun.
That's a hard gimmick guy right there. I'm telling you. That's...
But
If you and I set up at the table and you were like, I don't need to give you my army list, you know what I've got, and you threw down a sergeant holding a Thunderhammer, that squad would die.
That's why they're going in a repulsor, Dave.
I would shoot everything in but then he can't charge, and he's got to get out.
That's fine. I'll shoot you one turn, because I got to... Dude, Dave, I've got to go from Tactical Doctrine to Assault Doctrine the next turn, dude. So I've got to, get there and then pop my thing and make it...
You think I'm letting you get there? You are mad crazy. Also, repulsors would look amazing in the White Scar.
Oh, man, they look so good. They've got a bunch of pictures of them in here. They look real nice.
Oh, stop making me want to buy more repulsors.
Anyway, so that's a kind of a cool thing that you can do.
Yeah.
And that's like an example of one of the cool, kind of combos that you can make with him. Hunter's Fusillade. So when a White Scars unit advances, you can count their heavy and rapid fire weapons as assault weapons instead. Which is kind of a way so that if you don't want to spend the points on Born in the Saddle for you to shoot like your bikers, at least you'll get, some bolter shots or something like that.
Yeah.
You've got Tragorian Thunderbolts. Use the stratagem when a White Scars unit, biker unit charges. Basically, every White Scar biker within 1 inch of the enemy, you roll a d6. On a 6, the enemy unit takes a mortal wound.
So it's basically your standard.
It's kind of like Hammer of Wrath.
Yeah.
Quarry of the Khan. This lets you switch your tactical objectives. So it's probably not useful if you're not playing those missions, but it lets you switch to Kingslayer, which I thought was kind of cool.
Yeah, that's kind of cool.
Yeah. Just means they were hunting for that
special warlord.
That special warlord that you wanted to kill. If you kill the enemy warlord with your White Scars, all the whites, and you can spend a CP, and then all your white scars auto pass morale
For the rest of the game?
for the rest of the game.
Nice.
Yep. Fierce rivalries. Now this is just,
Whoa!
oh man, like I'm sorry, I'm making like a
He did the chef's kiss for
chef's
anybody
kiss.
at home who
Oh,
can't
yeah.
see his face.
right. Makes for a really great review.
Yeah.
I really appreciate you guys sticking through this. All right, so fierce rivalries. The first time you make a charge phase or a charge during that turn, you roll 3d6, drop the lowest instead of rolling 2 dice
For the charge?
for the charge.
Okay, I like that.
That is great.
Yeah, that's pretty good.
Yep.
Because well, I mean, it's not going to matter for me because I'll just roll triple ones. Like,
Great, Dave.
That's what's keeping me away from white scars. The fact that I know I suck at making charge rolls. It's like, all right, I've got a 3-inch charge. I rolled snake eyes. I'm out of CP. Awesome.
Oh,
That's
damn it.
That's neat.
All right. I like this one too. Strike for the heart. Use a stratagem before a white scars unit from your army consolidates. The unit can consolidate D3 plus 3 inches instead of 3, or D6 plus 6 inches if that unit has a move characteristic of at least 10 inches.
So bikers get to consolidate more. That's nice.
Yeah, an average of like almost 10 inches. That's brutal.
Yeah. 10 inches usually is brutal.
How about for it really, really is.
Yeah.
How about that Master of Snares doing that, killing a unit, and then consolidating D6 plus 6 inches into something else to lock it in
and
combat?
then snaring it?
Yeah.
I believe the French would call that le dick move.
Yeah, for sure.
Whew.
Fainting Withdrawal is a 1 CP. Use a stratagem when a white scars unit from your army falls back. They can still shoot. And assault, because they're white
White
scars.
scars. Yep. Yeah, we were just tactically withdrawing.
Tempered by Wisdom lets you take another Warlord trait for your white scars characters.
Oh god, 2 warlord traits.
Heck yeah. All right, so Eternal Hunt. Use a stratagem at the start of your movement phase if the Assault Doctrine is in play. Until the next battle round, when resolving an attack made with a pistol or melee weapon by a White Scars model from your army, on an unmodified wound roll of 6, the armor penetration characteristic is decreased by an additional 1 for this attack. You can use a stratagem once per battle. So getting up to -2 on 6s to wound, because that does stack with the Doctrine.
Right.
Really good.
Yeah, that's pretty solid.
Then you have Encirclement. Encirclement is exactly like On the Hunt from Space Wolves, so you get to outflank any of your White Scars units for 1 CP.
How many can you flank for 1 CP? One
One
CP
unit.
For 1? Okay.
You can use it as many times as you want.
Okay.
Awesome, right?
Yeah.
Yeah. And then you have Gift of the Khans, which lets you take an extra relic from the White Scars list.
Well, you're going to have to, because you're going to already have, the bike, so you're going to want the snare and everything else.
Sure.
You're going to need to...
For sure. And again, just like the Codex Space Marine ones, there's not a way to buy more than 1 extra relic.
Yeah. And I kind of like that.
Me too. I do.
Extra relics are nice, but there should be a limit.
I agree, especially if a Codex has a lot of really good ones.
All right.
The final thing that we're going to talk about is the Storm Speaking Discipline. This is the one that White Scars get for their librarians.
So do you...
Or Storm Seers, if you're...
Do you feel like this is better or worse than the regular Codex ones?
I would say that would be a wash.
Okay. Some are
And
better
not just
some are
because
worse.
these generate a rainstorm. Because these are just about as powerful.
Leave the puns to me, please.
All right. So you got Blasting Gale. Warp Charge 7. Select an enemy unit within 18 inches. Until the start of your next psychic phase, the unit cannot advance, and when a charge roll is made for it, roll 1 fewer d6. Dave's face on this, he's looking at it like, what the fuck? So that's a really good psychic power.
Yeah,
I think that's
Holy
pretty
cow.
solid.
Holy cow.
You've got Lightning Call, and they preview this one, so I won't go over that. It's okay.
Yeah, it does mortals to a unit.
Yep, it's like a targeted smite with a little bit
Yeah.
longer range. Ride the Winds, Warp Charge 6, manifested, select a White Scars unit within 12. Until the start of your next psychic phase, when you advance or charge, add 2 to the roll. Really solid.
Wow, that's amazing.
An extra 2 inches on advance and charge. So that's an extra 4 inches on threat from your biker unit, so they can
Wow.
move 22 and then...
Yeah, because they can advance and charge, so that is...
Right.
That's freaking amazing. What's the warp? That's a 12,
6,
right?
6.
Well, 6? Oh, 6 seems totally fair.
Yeah, it's totally fair.
Oh.
All right, Storm Wreath. Select a friendly White Scars unit within 12 until the start of your next psychic phase. Enemy units can't fire Overwatch at them. And after the unit finishes a charge move for each model in the unit.
Can't fire Overwatch at them.
Correct.
And this is a range. What's the range on it?
12 inches.
12 inches. Okay, so it's close.
Right.
Okay, so if you're librarians on a bike riding with the squad.
And that's not an option in the normal codex anymore, so if index ever goes away, you're not going to be able to do that anymore.
Well, I think the index is going away because all of the characters that weren't originally.
Yeah, I mean, I guess we'll see, right?
Yeah.
But you could take.
you indexers.
How about a jump pack librarian instead, which is arguably better than the bike one for White Scars, I think.
Okay.
Because they can fall back and assault, and then with the jump pack, since they have fly, they can fall back and still shoot as well.
Okay.
Yeah. Anyway, so Storm Wreath, in addition to not being able to fire Overwatch, when you finish a charge move, each model in the unit can select one enemy unit within an inch and roll a d6. On a 6, they take a mortal wound as well. So they get that stratagem where on 6s they do extra mortal wounds.
So they can do the stratagem and the psychic power.
Correct.
Stack it.
And roll 2d6 for each guy.
Oof.
Yep. Spirits of Chigoris. Warp charge 6, enemy unit within 18, invisible. Until the start of your next psychic phase, subtract 1 from the leadership characteristics, and -1 to hit for them as well. Okay, never mind. This discipline is way better. Like
I'm sorry, Danny. I was told it was a wash at the beginning, but I'm starting to feel like this is a freaking amazing discipline.
So I miss Spirits of Chigoris, to be honest. That's an amazing power. And then Eye of the Storm, because I read that one, and this one's bad. Warp charge 6, if manifested, roll a d6 for each enemy unit within 12, adding 1 to the result if the unit can fly. On a 4+, they take a mortal wound.
I mean, it's not bad. It's
no,
just
it's pretty bad.
No.
It's 1 mortal wound on all the units, man.
Right. No. Per unit. 1 mortal wound per unit.
Right.
So, I mean, if you've got, like, a couple guys, if you got that knight that's on his last wound, it might be worth, but it's very situational.
Why don't you just smite him?
Look, don't...
That only needs a 5 to go off, Dave. Anyway, maybe he's not the closest. I don't know.
Yeah, there it is. He's not the closest, so you got to call in the lightning, baby.
But probably I'm going to pick...
I was going to do that. I was going to do the other one that does the direct, that you just pick the unit and do D3 mortals
Now
instead.
that goes off on a 7, so that's pretty hard to get off, relatively speaking. Just like me.
Unless you have the mantle.
Yes.
+1.
Then it's +1.
So it's going off on a 6.
And then you get a White Scars name generator.
Yep.
Yep. So if you ever wanted to be Smegma Con, you could do that by rolling it up on here.
Well, let's be honest. The first column is just con, right?
No.
Con Osoro, Con Teno.
All right. So that concludes our review of the White Scars Codex, or Codex Supplement, I should say.
Yeah.
If you enjoyed it, like our channel.
I like this a lot, Danny.
Thanks.
I'm going to be honest.
Are you going to subscribe to our channel?
Yeah, I'm going to...
Okay, that's good.
No.
It's about time. You were supposed to do that months ago.
If you like this, you want to see more like this, subscribe to the channel. We're doing it, hopefully, every time we get a chance. And if not, it's cool. We do this because we like to.
Absolutely.
And yeah, I've been Dave.
I've been Danny. See you next time.